Guess what? I'll tell you what, it is February, or it might be March by the time that you're seeing this, but it is February right now in Portland. It's not raining, it's kind of sunny out. There's blue in the sky. You might not be able to see it, but there's blue in the sky. And I happened to get all my work done before lunch, so my boss said that I can go home early. So guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna go spin some poi. Let's go find a cool place to spin poi. Forgot my camera. Welcome to this little spot. I like to call this the spot. Welcome back, and welcome to the spot. I call this place the spot because it is the spot that my friends and I came to on our work lunch breaks to smoke weed and drink. So we're gonna spin some poi here today. We're gonna talk about a very important thing that I use a lot, and that's a very underestimated maneuver. It's the point isolation. That's an example of a point isolation stall. I did this little ditty that is made out of point isolation stalls. So when I do this point iso, I'm waiting until the ball gets here, right down my center line, or wherever. Once it gets to its farthest horizontal, totally horizontal parallel to the ground point, that's when we're going to move our hand over the top of the poi. Kind of like you would if you were doing a stall, because like you would want to wait until your hand gets to, or you would want to wait until the poi head gets here, and then you move your hand above the poi head so that all of that momentum carries down. Think of all this momentum, instead of as a circle, as 4 lines. So you have a line going this way, this way, this way, and this way. Whenever the poi head gets to this line, this downward line, if you put your hand over it, it's going to just go down. Same if you are going this up direction and you put your hand underneath it, it's just going to infinitely go up. Same with down. Same with sideways. Once it gets into this line, if you put your hand into that line, it's gonna go sideways. We're kind of inverting that in a way, right? Because instead of the poi head going down and then our hand coming on top of it and following it down, we're waiting until the poi head is coming up, and then we're going to move our hand up. And you can follow that momentum. You don't have to stop here. You can follow it all the way through into another pendulum here, right? So that's a point ISO. It's a really helpful thing to do. You can do them out like this. You can do them in like this. You can do them over like that. You can combine them with regular stalls. That's a cool one. This might be a really long train, so I'm gonna try to talk over it. This point ISO you can do behind your head. That's a fun one. I do this one a lot. I do that one a lot. That's kind of a point ISO. So yeah, there's a lot of things you can do with point ISOs. I recommend that you play around with them and see what comes to mind. It's really hard to think when there's a train right now, so I'm going to try to just spin through it. So yeah, anyways, those are point ISOs. I hope that you learned something. And if you did, give this video a thumbs up. And if you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Give it 100,000 thumbs downs. And if you have any feedback, leave it in the comments. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, be good, be safe, be kind to yourself.